Flutter has great command line support, which means that you can run apps, upgrade Flutter, and do a lot more with Flutter using just the command line itself. In this lesson, we'll create and run a new Flutter project from the command line and use a few other Flutter commands. To get started, open the terminal window and type in Flutter. This would list all the available Flutter commands. Note that the CLI support for Flutter is available from the Flutter SDK itself and doesn't require any additional configuration. If your terminal says Flutter command not found, you would have to update the path variable as shown in an earlier lesson. Let's begin by checking the current Flutter version that we are running. Now let's see the list of Flutter channels. These are Flutter's release channels, which means that a new version of Flutter is deployed to some or all of these channels as needed. There are 4 of these currently, and information about these can be found under the wiki section of the Flutter repo. For building production apps, it is recommended to use the stable channel, which is also the default channel as denoted by the asterisk on the command line. If you are someone who loves to play around with new features offered by the SDK, you can switch to the master channel, which has the latest changes to the SDK but may break sometimes. To switch between channels, you can simply type the name of the channel after the Flutter channel command. Now, let's use the command line to create a new Flutter project. First, navigate to the path where you want to create your new Flutter project. The command to create a new project is simply flutter create, followed by the name of the project you want, which in our case is command line project. After checking from the command line that the project was created, open this project in IntelliJ. Then switch to the project directory and execute flutter run, which would build and run the Flutter project in debug mode by default. As stated, you can make use of Flutter's hot reload and hot restart from the command line itself. Let's change the primary swatch and then see this in action by pressing the R key on the terminal. Our app gets hot reloaded with the new primary swatch. Next, let's change the title of the app bar and this time use hot restart instead of hot reload. So hold the shift key followed by pressing the R key, since a hot restart is executed using a capital R. You can also toggle debug paint using the P key on the keyboard. The debug paint mode makes it easy to visualize the space occupied by the widgets. To quickly take a screenshot of this, just press the S key in the terminal. The screenshot then gets saved in the project's directory. Instead of using an external terminal, you can also make use of the terminal provided inside the IDE itself. Using this terminal, you don't have to navigate to the project directory as it opens inside it by default. To run a release build instead of a debug build, you can execute the flutter run command with the release option. But release builds can only be deployed on a physical testing device as release mode is not supported on emulators. The flutter clean command deletes the build and Dart tool directories. This is quite handy in case where your project has some cached dependencies that have been recently removed from the code. The Flutter build option, as the name suggests, allows you to build an executable file for Android or iOS. You can choose the corresponding subcommand based on the requirement. It is useful to know that Flutter also has support for Android app bundles. Even though we are building an APK in this example, it is suggested to use app bundles for Android to reduce the APK size. Also note that Flutter Run executes in debug mode by default, but Flutter Build executes in release mode by default. Hence, when we navigate to the output folder, we see an app_release.apk file instead of a app_debug.apk file. If you want to build a debug APK instead, just use the debug option in the command line by using two hyphens followed by the word debug. Notice how building the debug APK takes much less time than building the release APK. Also notice that the release APK was slightly less than 11 megabytes in size, but the debug build is just over 55 megabytes. This is as expected since the debug build also contains a lot more stuff to enable hot reload for highly productive development. After building the app, you can use the flutter install command to deploy the app on a device. In case there are multiple devices connected, you can see a list of them using the flutter devices command and then install the app on a particular device using the device ID. To check a list of all available Flutter versions, use the flutter version command. Here, we can see that there is a newer version available than the one we are on, as checked earlier. On running Flutter upgrade, the SDK gets upgraded to the latest stable version of the SDK. To switch to a particular Flutter version, execute the flutter version command followed by the particular version's name that you want to switch to. Most of these Flutter commands can also be executed from IntelliJ by using the Run and the Tools menu.